What's good? What's good? I'm off to a good start today, a blessed start to the day. I got my coffee for free because I got a text earlier in the week from one of the local shops that has an app. You know, we miss you, come back, here's a coffee on us. And I was like, okay, I don't really like your coffee that much, but it's free, so I'll take it. So I'm just stoked. And then, because I finally downloaded the stinking Starbucks app, I have a free coffee already on that one too. So all my coffee today is paid for. And I'm blessed because I have a big bill coming up. I had a cousin of mine send me $100. I'm blessed there. It's gonna work. It's gonna work out. And so I just wanted to put that out there. Now, in 6 months, when it's January, February, I'll probably be less of a positive person because it gets dark and gray here in the Pacific Northwest, and I don't like it. I'm gonna leave. Anyways, okay, Candace Owens. Title of this video, kind of what's in my head, stirring around. Candace Owens, community, and truth. And how all of those sort of intersect in my crazy brain. Here's the story. Excuse me. Well, some backstory, I guess. I think Candace Owens is an extremely interesting person. I'm still trying to figure out sort of her motivations, maybe you could say. I definitely don't think that she's part of the Epstein people. I don't think she's involved with them. I don't think she's bought out. I don't think she's sold her soul. I think she got lucky and married a rich dude, which will always allow her to tell the truth, which is lucky, the truth, because we'll come back to that in a minute. But she's also a little weird, might not be the right word. That's it's hard to say. I want to like her, but I struggle. I see a lot of myself in her, which is why I think she's so interesting. Specifically, maybe something I learned from her or by her actions is you really can't trust your friends. And what I mean by that is, apparently, if I were to ever have a conversation with Candace Owens, which there are some people in this world that I would absolutely have a conversation with, and there are some people that I would just be like, fuck you, go fuck yourselves. Here's a really good example. Bibi Netanyahu. I would never have a conversation with him because there is nothing I could say to him that would change his, there's nothing I could say to him, right? So when someone like Tim Pool goes and has a private conversation, private meeting with him, I'm like, okay, I can see your motivations. It's quite clear. And we all know Tim likes the money. Tim likes the money. Tim likes the status. Unfortunately, his ego got the best of him. He is a very hardworking and intelligent person, like Candace Owens. But Tim sold out. I don't think Candace has. The Nicole Arbor situation. Let me circle that back into it. Apparently, Nicole Arbor used to be friends with Candace, and then they had a falling out, and it was revealed that Candace records their conversations, which I kind of get. When you're a famous person, it might be smart to do that. But learning about that, and that was years ago that this all came to light. Thank you, Dr. Karlin Borisenko, for informing me of that. And she's also a crazy character. I love crazy characters because I'm one. But anyways, so is it right, wrong to record your private conversations with your friends if they don't know? Anyways, so that's one reason I'm skeptical of Candace. But at the end of the day, she is speaking a lot of truth, some interesting truth. And not everything she says, I believe, is true. I think she can be wrong just by virtue of the truth-seeking process, that you're just going to be wrong sometimes. But when you're pursuing the truth, the reality becomes really, the cognitive dissonance is strong. I'll say that. Because some of the things that she's uncovered, I'm just like, really? Really? And then thank you for AI you can just ask the AI questions. I use the Meta AI. You know, if she says something crazy, is this true? And then it turns out that it's true, and you're like, shit. Wow, okay. Anyways, I understand that she is controversial, and I'm not saying I necessarily support her. She's within the circle of people I would have a conversation with, though. That would be so much fun. But when you tell someone, hey, I was listening to Candace Owens, they're like, you're a Nazi, you're an anti-Semite, you're a bigot, whatever. So I find it really funny that the day before yesterday, I was going to the little Safeway that I go to when I'm up here in West Seattle, and there's often panhandlers and whatnot out front, and I've told the story a few weeks ago in one of my videos. I don't remember. Go watch my old videos and like and comment and share, subscribe. Help me grow this channel, please. But I was going into that Safeway, and of course there was a panhandler out front with a dog. And it was a different panhandler than I'm used to seeing, and a different one that I had given a drink to a few weeks ago. And I just so happened to need water. You know, I've got my water jars that I fill up, and there was a little station out front there. And so I was filling up my water, and it had been a hot day. And I look over and see the panhandler with the dog, and I'm like, oh, there's a bowl. I wonder if the dog needs water. I just filled my water. So I walk over to ask, you know, do you need water? Does your dog need water? And it was a she, said, oh, no, thank you. And then I realized that it was a she, and it was actually like a pretty attractive young woman, which was surprising because you don't see that as often in that specific context. You see it more on like 99 walking the streets, which is still sad, don't get me wrong. But anyways, and so the dog didn't need water, and all the while I'm listening to Candace Owens while caring about my community. So I go back to my van with my groceries and my water, and I start to drive away, and I just bought a 4-pack of kombucha, and it seems like every time I buy a little 4-pack of cans of kombucha, it's a hot day, I'm going to just be blessed to smoke a joint by the ocean and drink kombucha. And so the dog didn't need water. I asked the young woman, you know, as I literally put my hazard lights on, and I stopped in the middle of the intersection, because fuck all you Seattle people that have so much goddamn money and yet let these problems persist in your communities. Fuck you people. There should be zero homelessness here. There is so much wealth and abundance that there shouldn't be any. But there's a lot of champagne socialists who are fake virtue signaling motherfuckers here in Seattle. Anyways, so that's why I was like, fuck you all. I'm going to interrupt your day for a minute. Stopped in the middle of the fucking little drive, the parking lot, and jumped out, and I was like, hey, would you like a cold drink? Because I tried to give her dog water, and I was like, here, you can have one. And she was so thankful. I could feel it, and I could hear it in the way she said it, and I was just like, you're very welcome. Because I don't have a lot that I can give, but it does feel good to still give. So how is that for, you know, Candace Owens being an evil person that spreads hate? Because while I'm listening to her, I'm spreading love. So this reality is just so funny. And then I just went on down to the beach, and I smoked some joints and drank some kombucha, because I am fucking blessed. Yes, I live in this van, but right now things are good, and I need to remember that. And then in January and February, when the gray season comes, I've already got a plan. I think I'm going to do another round of ketamine therapy. I did that like 2 years ago, and it was very, very helpful. So I think I'll do it again when the gray season hits. But truth, let's wrap up here with like, what is truth? That is, it seems so simple, the truth. Oh, it's just what is right, what is objective, what can be proven. But then it gets even further. What is reality? How do we know what is like even actually here? If we cannot define reality, how can we define truth? It's all so much fun stuff to think about. But as of right now, I think a lot of what she's saying is true, in that it can be proven to some extent with documents and records and books and speeches. I've been blown away by all of this. And I encourage you to just open your mind, but also to think for yourself. And I'll end the video here. It's a long one, rambly, but thank you very much. Let's explore truth together while also trying to help our communities. That sounds like a good life, doesn't it? Much love.